Well, welcome everybody. Thanks again for joining us in this office hour webinar series that we have for AI Hover Design League. We have a special announcement today to make, and we have the wonderful team of ChipMango with us today, and they have the good news that they want to share with you, and they will provide the detail about the certificates that we're planning to have for you guys as participants of AI Harvard Design League. And I want to just give you a brief introduction to Ola Peridron, who is the CEO of the company, and Johan, who will be doing the presentation with Ola today. Johan also um, is we're working together for the past few weeks at least to get this certificate started for you guys. And we know we've had this conversation before with everybody who participated that there's an interest to have a certificate program. So our friends at ChipMango said say no more, and they got to work, and we're excited to have this ready for you. Then you will have a Q&A with the ChipMango team. After that presentation, we will be discussing briefly about design phase two, a demo run for you guys, and we'll have some time to do milestone review, and we share some points on that. And of course, there's office hours. I mean, we are planning to extend this office hours, so you don't if we go past the 2 hour time. It's not that office hours ended. You can still interact with your mentors through the Discord channel, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. All right, without further ado, I will pass the mic to Ola and Jovan, and I'll let them start their presentation. Very exciting.
Great. Thanks for the introduction, Sohail. I really appreciate, you giving us the invitation to join today. We're excited to speak with the group and let them know what we have in store for certification programs. And of course, always excited, in collaboration with AI-HDL and University of Arizona. Phenomenal program, and really excited to do what we can to support the program.
Thank you so much. Please go ahead.
Absolutely. With that being said, let me bring up my screen. Great. So in addition, I'll give a little bit of background about ChipMango. As Sohail has mentioned, we have been in partnership for many months now in preparation for the second iteration of AI-HDL. And really, truly, what we're focused on is uh, computer chip and microelectronic education. We've built out a distribution platform. So today you'll see a lot of our content throughout AI-HDL, specifically on the design phases, releasing a lot of the content, walking through summarizing the stages of the design phases through video content. And that's kind of a good taste of the type of content that we create. So we're excited to now offer certification programs as well. So, ChipMango in partnership with AI-HDL, invites participants of the program to an exclusive learning experience to deep dive into the world of microelectronics and chip design with our meticulously curated course catalog available free of charge to all participants. And again, as we mentioned, this is to gain certificates following that course completion. So the program is really your gateway to mastering the intricate art of chip creation, from foundational physics of silicon to an advanced verification methodologies. Our curriculum is structured to guide you through a transformative journey, divided into two phases: the fundamental phase and intermediate phase. So what I'll do is in this presentation, I'm going to go through a little bit of detail on each of those courses. And again, each course will end with the ability to gain a certification on the completion of that course. From there, we'll actually have you, we'll go through some steps on how we'll onboard you to the platform to get you access to these certifications. And then Ola will then go give actually a live demo to give you a feel for guiding through the platform. So the first phase, the fundamental phase, starts with course 1, Introduction to Microelectronics and Chip Physics. So in this course, the initial phase lays the essential groundwork, ensuring that you grasp the core principles that underpin all modern chip design. You'll explore the very fabric of microelectronics and understand how individual components come together to form a computer system or complex systems. This course is it basically you uncover the invisible forces that drive all electronics in this course. So I have a clear breakdown of some of the principles of semiconductor transistors that you'll gain a knowledge of, chip manufacturing steps, understanding semiconductor devices and distinguishing their operational behavior, understanding the role of materials and performance in device integration, and the underpinning principles of microelectronics. For course 2, microelectronics fundamentals, again, the first 3 courses are going to be focused around fundamental learning. So this will take you from the theoretical concepts to practical applications. You'll learn to analyze circuits, understand logic gates, the basic building blocks, and to comprehend delicate balance between the power and performance of microchip design. For course 3, again, so each of these courses, there'll be a series of lessons embedded in those courses. And as you go through those courses to completion, there'll be assessments for each to ensure that you have grasped the principles of each of these concepts. At the completion of them, you will receive certification of completing the courses. So the computer fundamentals, as your journey in a digital realm where binary code comes to life. This course will explore logic gates, and it will demonstrate how finite state machines control complex operations. So as we move from the fundamental courses, we'll move into the intermediate courses. So you're moving out of phase 1 and into phase 2. So with phase 2, it's really focused on building upon the foundational knowledge and propels you into the sophisticated world of advanced computer architecture and industry standard techniques. You'll tackle the complexities of ARM processors and learn the rigorous methodologies required to ensure flawless chip performance. So in phase 2, we'll get into actual specifics through our partnership with ARM into their architectures, and then we'll jump into verification techniques. Phase 2 will start actually with the introduction to ARM architecture, where you will learn the basics of ARM architecture. You'll gain the understanding of the core components and organization of modern processor architecture, as well as instructional level parallelism and the memory hierarchies for ARM architecture. Moving into course 5 for ARM VLSI fundamental courses, you will have the basic understanding of VLSI. And VLSI, right, very large scale integration, is the process of creating an integrated circuit but by combining millions of transistors into a single chip. So that's really what this course will cover. Yeah, right. VLSI design flow is the rigorous design flow with multi-step sequences that turns high-level ideas into physical pieces of silicon, and that's what the overall summary of this course will focus on. And then the final course that it will make available through the platform is UVM Basics for digital chip verification. UVM, being Universal Verification Methodology, is the global industry standard for verification of design of computer integrated circuits. So these concepts can be used across all designs that you work to complete on chip design. And as I mentioned, as you complete each of these courses, it will lead to certification for each of these that you will get a copy of the certification. We will keep it on file as well. So these are industry recognized certifications for all of these topics. And then beyond those certification programs, we will also, through continued collaborations with your universities, we can expand that from the intermediate step to the advanced steps as well. So following this meeting, we will give everyone access to the ChipMango platform, where you will then have access to all of the courses that we just reviewed. So you'll get an email from ChipMango that's titled Student Account Creation. It will request that you verify your email, and then it will take you through the steps to reset your password and send you to into the logon screen. So once you enter the login through the login screen into the platform, you'll actually see the AI-HDL track available in your course catalog, and Ola will go through that in just a minute. And that's where you will see a description of all of those courses made available to you. You will notice as you go through the courses, you'll be able to access each of those individual courses for your certificate. And each course will take you through one lesson at a time. So as you complete one lesson, you'll be able to move on to the next lesson, learning each concept along the way. As I mentioned, the two phases and certifications that we're offering are for foundational learning and for intermediate. We do offer advanced learning as well. And through that advanced learning, that would be made accessible through your universities. So if you have a positive experience with your certificate program, I do advocate that you speak with your university about your experience, and we would love to partner with each of your institutions to provide you some more advanced training offered through your university. And I just want to give a shameless plug on some of the courses that we give in the advanced training. So we take you from conceptual learning, theoretical learning, into hands-on training through our partnership with Cadence. We have the ChipMango Cadence Chamber, where we'll take the theoretical knowledge that you learned in your foundational and intermediate learning and apply it into designs. So I'm going to demonstrate a few of the advanced labs that we have developed, where you'll actually take some of the VLSI concepts and UVM basics and actually apply them to what we refer to as our gamified labs. So this is the first lab in our series that we have available today that will take your learning journey from that intermediate to actual hands-on applications.
Welcome to the ChipMango Logic Lab, where cards meet circuits, where every shuffle sparks a signal. The table is a board, chips are data, each play, logic in motion, bluff, raise, fold, call, all driven by design, all powered by finite state machines. Here, chance is measured, strategy is engineered, every decision is tested against the code. You don't just play the game, you build it, you simulate it, you debug it, you master it. Because in this lab, Logic writes the rules. Precision shapes the outcome. This isn't luck, this is control. This is the ChipMango Logic Lab.
So that's our first lab that we make available. And again, each of those stages where you design your logic player, you will actually submit those designs in through our ChipMango chamber. We will validate the designs and we'll actually rank them against other designers in your cohorts to see how your designs perform against your colleagues. Here's a second lab in our training series that can also be made available to your universities.
The city of Valais glows like neon circuitry, alive with traffic, rhythm, and whispers of chaos. At its heart stands you, the lone valet. Each car is more than metal. It's a packet of data, a mission to control order in the storm. Stacks demand speed, queues demand patience, vaults demand precision, and in the shadows, Vincent the Drift. Mercer bends the rules, stealing cars into limbo, corrupting the very flow of logic. Your weapon? A brain of circuits, an FSM, deciding, anticipating, surviving. You will test, you will debug, you will optimize. Every log you write, every tip you earn, is your story on the leaderboard. This isn't just simulation, it's survival. It's the willful valet.
As I mentioned, that's our second advanced lab, similar to the initial logic lab. You'll submit your code designs, and we take you step by step, similar to the design phases that you do here in AI-HDL, on developing your code and running it through the ChipMango chamber. Then just a quick video on kind of what that experience looks like in terms of the chamber. Again, all of this is accessible through the ChipMango platform. So this is kind of some of the sequencing that you'll run on the labs and how you submit your projects through the chamber, and then it'll go into our database for evaluation on the performance of your design. With that being said, I'm excited to get you guys on the platform and have Ola take us through navigating the various features and truly give you a hands-on experience of what the platform looks like.
Awesome. Thanks, Jovan, for a fantastic presentation. And I'm guessing we're going to take the questions at the end, correct?
Yes, yes.
All right. And on that note, it's been fantastic partnering with University of Arizona. And we're, like Jovan said, we're so excited about the AI-HDL. Okay, so now that you know, I'm guessing that we all know what ChipMango is, who we are, what we do. And so now let's see what the look and feel of the ChipMango platform looks like. The goal is really just to get an initial introduction, and if there are questions, I'll talk about exactly how to get the questions or any issues to us, to the ChipMango team. So what I'm showing here is the student logon to the ChipMango platform. The platform works in we try to make the platform as simple as we can. And so all the navigation is on the left side. And then the actual experience is majority of the screen. The dashboard shows you a summary of what we think are the most critical, confidence critical actions. So for example, if you have a lesson or a class in your calendar, you see that notification there in the bottom right. We're building out a full-on gamified experiences, so you would be able to track, the tracks completed. You see, I'm quite lazy. I have 5 tracks. I haven't completed anyone. So don't be like me. And then we have the earn certificates as you earn more certificates in partnerships with the universities. As you'll find out, at ChipMango, we partner with mostly universities and training facilities, training centers to build this out. So as you earn your certificates, it's best to show up there. I'll go to the catalog. So Giovanna talked about the content for AI-HDL that is made available thanks to University of Arizona. We wanted this to be available to all the participants. So that content can be found in the catalog. So you click on the catalog there, you can see there's a bunch of other free content there. But what you want to do is navigate to the category that says AI-HDL category. So AI-HDL 2026. Once you get to that category, you can see all the content that's available. Now, there was a question in the chat that said, "Is this free?" It's 100% free. It's absolutely free for the duration of AI-HDL, and also I think about a couple months after that from the discussions with University of Arizona to keep it available for that time duration. So it's to start to get the certificates as you can do in the program. We know that the program itself has the requirements, so it's going to be available for a couple months after that for you to get those certificates. So you navigate to it, and then you can click on so this is the ChipMango introduction to computer architecture. This is the computer fundamentals. I'm going to click start learning, and there I can then view the content. View the content. So prior to this call, I had added this to my library. But let's try this out without one that I haven't added. So AI-HDL, VLSI fundamentals course, start learning, add to my library. Okay. Once you add to your library, you can navigate to your library. In the library, you can see all the courses that you're meant to take, and then you can then start to take the course. So this is the AI-HDL ChipMango Computer Fundamentals. I started that one before the call. I'm 3% complete. I just added the VLSI fundamentals here, so I'll continue learning. And then this is when you start to take the content. So these are designed to be self-paced. As Yovan mentioned, we also have advanced content. Some are not self-paced. There are some in the classroom settings. So I'll show what we have with the classroom. But for the self-paced, you come in, you can view the lesson, and then you start to take in the content. And in terms of content, you have the videos. You have we've taken the time to search through YouTube, and we continue to do that to refresh the amazing YouTube content that's out there and make it available so that you don't have to do that. So you can also see related YouTube videos that are useful. We don't take any credit for the YouTube videos. It's as simple. You could go on YouTube and watch it, but we just provide an interface, a window to YouTube. And then you have the documents, and then you have quizzes. So the quiz is actually AI powered. So at the end of the quiz, you can interact with the ChipMango AI on the questions that you missed or the questions that you scored correctly, and get a deeper learning experience. So making all these available as part of our partnership with AI-HDL with University of Arizona. And big thanks to the University of Arizona team on this. All the content is self-paced. Well, as ChipMango, we also support the classroom experience. So if I'll go over the classroom. But before I do that, I'll talk about our partnership with ARM. You haven't talked about that. So we're building out course content in direct partnership with ARM. So this is where you would find it. On the left navigation, you go to ARM, and then it's subscription ARM education, ARM developer. A lot of it's still not fully populated. We're working on those details with ARM. For the non-self-paced courses, they're experienced in a classroom setting. So just quickly go through this. The courses for the AI-HDL would not be taken in a classroom setting, so this may not be used at this time. But it's as a platform, we also have the ability for things to be taught within the classroom, and the classroom interface looks just like this. It supports multiple instructors, and you have multiple students. So you could support scenarios where in your university you have your instructors, you partner with instructors from another university, or you partner with people in the industry. And so you have multiple instructors, multiple students, and it's the experience just like you would find in a standard LMS. You have quizzes, discussion boards, assignments, and you have the live chat. And so I would at some point this would be something that I think might be interesting. There we also support we have strong analytics, so you can track your experience. You can see how you performed on the quizzes, and for the instructors, the instructors have the ability to view the entire experience of their students, and so you can look at the total attempts, each of the scores, things like that. So that's the classroom experience. The chat is baked into the classroom experience. So the idea is with the collaborative experience, you can chat almost like WhatsApp, but WhatsApp on the ChipMango platform. So you can chat and have that experience. As you schedule classroom experiences, you put it on the calendar. It's available on the calendar. My achievements is how you're able to view your performance as you're learning the content, microelectronic content, microchip design. You can come back and track achievements. And probably not the best example. Again, I have 6 tracks now and no certifications. So now as you're going through the platform, we've spent a great deal of time. We worked tirelessly on the platform to make it a very fantastic and well integrated experience for you. But however, we're not perfect. There will be questions. Some things will go wrong. So if any of this turn up, we have the support tickets in place where you can create your ticket. You can put a video an image of what the issue is, put the description in there, and someone on our team would get right on it to support that. And that's most of it. The email credentials, that's something that's tied to the gamified experiences. And as Jovan had said earlier, we have a strong industry partnerships with Cadence, with ARM, with NXP, and in some scenarios, many scenarios will give you access to additional content on Cadence, additional content on ARM, on NXP, and for those, you would need your email, your ChipMango email, and that's where the email credentials comes in. So that's it for the student login. In addition to the student login, we have the instructors and university logins. Those are for the instructors, and for the universities, and would be in a different platform. We'll be able to discuss that. So that's it from me. Thanks again, Jovan, and thanks to University of Arizona, to Sohail, to Arish and team. This is a fantastic experience for us, and we're happy to participate.
Thank you, Ola. Thank you, Juan. Again, the co-founders of ChipMango, you guys, and thanks for the fantastic presentation, guys, and the demos. I think all the participants are excited. I see some questions in the chat, but also please put more questions in the chat if you have any questions from the ChipMango team. Some of the things that I'm seeing, I'll just read out loud and maybe you can answer. Of course, you mentioned about courses being free. So thanks a lot for making it available for our participants. This is an amazing partnership with you guys. We really appreciate that. Someone asked, is there a deadline to complete the courses?
Yeah, there's no deadline. So that is a feature that we is capable of setting on the courses. We don't have a deadline set today, other than it will run in parallel with the program. And as Ola mentioned, we will extend it beyond the program duration, just in case, there's any, yeah, we know that there's, everyone has a lot of activities going on, and, there's a bit focus first on completing the design phases of the program. So we will extend the availability of these courses beyond this cohort of AI-HDL by at least 3 months, depending on, we will review, towards the end of the program to see progress of them. If we need to extend it further, we can evaluate extending it further, because our goal is not to, pressure folks to complete as quickly as possible. We want to make sure that you truly absorb the content, and to understand and really gain the skills-based knowledge. So it really depends on what we see on the analytics side of progress through those, and we'll make a call on how far we extend that availability to.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, just to add to that, I think what I want to say is ChipMango platform is not just AI-HDL. It's way beyond that. It provides you a lot of different useful content focusing on semiconductors. And um, it is a really great platform if you are getting started, or if you want to get more experience and expertise. They have really amazing partners as well, which a lot of it is shared between AI-HDL as well. And the partners enable really amazing content on this platform that you can take advantage of. So beyond AI-HDL, so once you are completing AI-HDL certificate, once you get used to the platform, I highly recommend trying out different modules from the ChipMango platform, and start learning and getting to know more and more about chip design if you're interested, because their content are really engaging and exciting to go through. So I have a question in chat that says, is there any internship after successful completion of the course? A really good course. So I would have to ask Amos to provide a little bit more context in, like, what do you mean by internship? I'm not sure, but uh, any thoughts, Yovan, Ola?
Yeah, I would say that if the internship is specifically for ChipMango, I mean, definitely reach out. We're always looking, we're always expanding our teams. But if it's industry internships, what I would say is, obviously the certifications are they add significant value to your portfolio as a, young professional, as a learner. So I think it definitely gives you a significant credibility in terms of internships available. We're tied in with a lot of industry folks in this space. So we definitely, the major semiconductor companies, especially in the US, are very familiar, and even across Europe and other parts of the world, are very familiar with the ChipMango brand. So these certificates will definitely help you in your applications for various roles and internships.
I mean, just to add to that, the skills that you learn going through these modules, it will bring you those internships opportunities, because you will be ready and prepared. So when the opportunity shows up, you're ready to go. And that's really the great part about going through these modules and complete these certificates. Not only it's an item on your resume that you can definitely take advantage of when you apply for career opportunities, but it also provides you that readiness that you need to beat the competition out of the water, right? So we know it's a competitive market, and you would need to know those skill sets, and this skill set would separate you from the rest of folks that are going for those same positions that you're applying for. So it's really beneficial to go through and complete these modules. And last year we didn't have this piece, and we really found a great partner to add this useful component to AI-HDL, where not only you're participating in competition, we didn't want to put any criteria to make a lot of people not eligible to participate. That's why we lowered the barrier. We said no background is necessary, right? However, if you're coming with no background, or even like a little background, our goal is to help you learn as well, not just do the competition and you blindly use AI and get a design not really understand what's going on behind the scene. We wanted you to also have this opportunity to take some modules and get some certificates, which goes beyond just participating in competition. It helps you understand the fundamentals really deeply. That would help set a good base for you to build up on top. So this is really amazing. Thanks to ChipMango team. All right, let's see what next question. How can I register?
So we will actually register everyone that is participating in the program. So you will get a email notification from ChipMango requesting to verify your email. And then the next step, it will direct you to the login page to reset your password. And then as soon as you reset your password and log in, it will log you right into your dashboard where you can then navigate to the course catalog and you'll find the AI-HDL category within the catalog. That's where you can start immediately into the courses. So like I said, shortly by the end of this week, you should have received that email confirmation of that you're enrolled into the platform.
Yes, thank you, Jovan. So also add to that, we've already been in touch with the ChipMango team. We've shared the participants' email addresses so that they can add you to the platform and also send you the invitations. If you do not receive an invitation by next week, please send Harish and I an email and also let us know. We'll on Discord channel, maybe we will try to get your information to the ChipMango team to add you if your information wasn't included for some reason in the initial document we shared with them, or you didn't receive the invitation. By next week, let us know, and we'll figure out what the problem could have been. Another question I see. First of all, thank you, ChipMango, for your great initiative. What are the eligibility conditions for the certificate provided by ChipMango?
Great question. So eligibility for the certification is completion of those courses. Now, of course, right, this is you'll be certified specifically around that course and the concepts within that course. So again, from the foundational courses, so there's 3 foundational courses, and then there are 3 intermediate courses. So you will have certification on those skills-based learning concepts specifically, and it will be provided at the completion of those courses. So there are assessments through those courses, as Ola shared in the demonstration. There is no passing requirement for those. It does give you access to retry the quizzes. So there is, you will, once you complete lesson 1 within a course, you'll be able to then move on to lesson 2. So you will have, completion of the content, study guides available to you, and then completion of each assessment in each lesson to pass those to move on to the next lesson. But like I said, there's no restriction on the number of times you can take the assessment.
That's great. Hopefully that answers that question. Next one is, this is a great platform to learn a lot about chip design. Just another straightforward question, same person. Would this help us secure a job at a semiconductor company? For that, what should we do?
It's a great question. So my recommendation is to continue learning, continue your skills-based profile. So we do offer, beyond the AI-HDL certifications, we offer industry-specific certifications, especially with our corporate partners in Cadence and in ARM. So we are building out those certification tracks where you can be certified in various ARM architectures specifically, as well as various design concepts or design tools within Cadence. So completing those courses, unfortunately, those are not part of the AI-HDL. I think as we expand year over year, more and more of those may become available. But it is the next step to what we call advanced learning. So I think completing some of those advanced learnings will really help you build out your professional portfolio to really land a job within the industry. It really demonstrates your expertise within specific learning concepts or within certain design concepts that you can then demonstrate and add to your profile.
Okay, I just want to add to that as well, just to give you guys a background. Both Ola and Jovan, they have background from industry and they've worked for many years in the same industry and before they actually started ChipMango. So they know really well what goes into how do you um, become successful at not just be part of that company, but be successful as well. So I would recommend you listen really carefully to what they have to say when it comes down to this. But regardless, what we are planning to do with this certificate, of course, the beginner or the fundamentals and the intermediate certificate, the goal is that everybody who is really a beginner would go through the starting fundamental certificate. Then if you are excited to learn more, you can go through the intermediate. And as I said, there's beyond that, there's so much content available on the ChipMango platform that would prepare you further to get ready for the industry. So, as Johan said, the more you know, the better you're positioned for those career opportunities. So this is just, to get you guys started and give you a sneak peek. If you're not familiar with chip design, this is a great way to get started. If you're familiar with chip design, but you want to learn more, also, this is really an amazing opportunity for you. And if you're participating in this competition, this is provided free available to you, which is a unique opportunity you don't get anywhere else. So I would definitely recommend take advantage of this opportunity and make the most out of it. Let's see. I don't see any more questions. Please let us know if you have more questions from ChipMango team. We still have some time. Um, for the Q&A. What about other courses available in ChipMango? These are also free. If not, what's the fee for AI-HDL students?
So I don't know if you want to go through that. Feel free if you want to pull up the catalog again. So once you're logged into the platform, you'll actually see you'll have available all of the free content on your course catalog. You also have access to any what we call direct to learner content. So there are paid courses that you will have access to. Now, of course, a lot of the content that we build out are specifically with our university partners, but we do make some of that content available either for free or at an additional fee for the learners. But yeah, Ola, if you want to speak to some of the other additional free content that is available on the platform.
I mean, I see a lot of free content, to be honest. So
Yes. There is a lot of free content, and intentionally, it's of course in alignment with the goals of University of Arizona, the AI-HDL program. We try to also reduce the barrier to entry to the industry. So we offer a lot of free content. There'll be more free content. Some of the so for example, the UVM, our UVM course here is not free. It's currently $500, but with the AI-HDL, that has become free. So that's just an example of what we're benefiting with the University of Arizona program. But this is it's something that we continue to work with industry partners, with our university partners, and identify what are the lower hanging fruits, lower barrier to entry. Some of the things we're looking at in the near future is with our partnership with ARM, things focused around edge AI. We're looking at around things like system architecture, and things like that that would come in as some of the freer content. At a high level, we try to make a lot of the introductory stuff free, and as you start to go to intermediate and advanced, then it becomes there is a premium to it, and that's just for the catalog. We highly encourage that you are able to mobilize your university to also participate, because the advantage of that is that we're able to deliver content in partnership with our industry partners, as well as the university, in a classroom environment. And in those cases, some of the content is covered by the university subscription. And as a student in that university, you can get it for a significant lower amount or even free. So that's why we encourage that, and that would come in the classroom. Also, a lot of the more practical experiences like the EDA labs, those are only possible in a classroom environment. So again, that's why we're encouraged to mobilize university as you get those emails, as we reach out. Let's get the right person at your university. Let's get your university engaged so you can start to get those hands-on things. Get to use the cadence tools, get to take the labs that were shared, and then more opportunities come as a result of that. Just like anything, the more you engage, just like what has been said, the more you engage, the better your chances are of landing a job, landing an internship, being respected in the ecosystem.
Thank you, Ola. And I wanted to add to that, maybe this will help as well. So for all of you that are participating, whether you're here, participating, you heard about us through our website, or not, this is, the ChipMango team had a significant impact on the number of participants we've had this round on AI-HDL, and that's their impact, right? So obviously everybody sees the value they're bringing. And what I wanted to highlight here is that if you like what you see, in terms of the modules and the courses, you would need to talk to folks in your school and convince them to partner with ChipMango to bring you this amazing content. And keep in mind, this is not just the traditional uh, style of learning of semiconductor. This is modernized way of doing that, gamified way of doing that, and it's more impactful. It's more useful to learn this way. So they're not just providing the same content that you will learn in the classroom. It goes beyond that. It's a modern curriculum that they're putting forward in semiconductor, and that's really valuable. And correct me if I'm wrong, Ola.
No, you're absolutely 100%. You're 100% right on that.
So, I mean, this is a fantastic opportunity. I would not take that. And you guys need to send a lot of emails to your folks in your school to be like, hey, we need ChipMango subscription because they have really good content on chip design. And it really, you know, going through some of their content, I can tell you for sure that I wish I could take them when I was a student. So you're in it to enjoy this content. I have another question in the chat. It says, I think this question was answered, but is there any mentors so that I can talk to, or is it better to talk to GPT? Talk to meaning that while going through the course. And will we get any perks if we grab a lot of students into ChipMango courses?
So to the point, to the mentor question, it's a great question. And to that point, as you get through, as your university is adopted and we move to a classroom setting, there are mentors available through those programs. And of course, instructor-led gives you access directly to the instructor leading the course. Everything available through AI-HDL is self-paced. So there is no mentors available for those courses at the time. We are in development of our AI mentor. It's unfortunately not ready for release this year, but for next year's program, it will be ready for and available for release. And why I say that's impactful, because where ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, all these things are great assets, and that's what AI-HDL is going to demonstrate to you the best ways to prompt those, right, to utilize those in your learning journey and in your design journey. It's a very wide data set that it pulls from, and it's being able the challenge when learning is being able to identify when you're being fed a hallucination or when you're actually getting the right information back from the prompt that you put in. So as we're developing our Mango AI, our mentor within the platform, that will be tied specifically to the data sets that we have linked into our platform. So it's specific information from trusted sources, industry training sources that will help you in your learning journey. But as I mentioned today, our self-paced courses don't have it available, but it's coming very soon. So potentially by the time we go through this AI-HDL, you may have it in beta form to be able to test it out on your learning journey.
Thank you. Do they get perks if they bring students to ChipMango? It's like a
But
referral program they're asking for.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, potentially. We can definitely what we can. I'm always for competition. So the participant that has the largest participation from their university, we can definitely get them access to some certification courses.
Wonderful. Any other questions, guys? Please put in the chat. We're almost on time in the presentation, so we still have a few minutes for the Q&A on the ChipMango presentation. So to kind of overview reiterate, there are modules for AI-HDL participants for free. They're divided into two categories, the fundamentals and the intermediate. Fundamentals, if you're a beginner, if you are not coming from much of a background on hardware design. And then intermediate is you have some background, you want to learn more. And technically, you can go through the fundamentals and then move on to the intermediate. The certificate doesn't have necessarily a deadline. The goal is to have it go beyond the competition duration. But then we would like all of you to get engaged with the content and start taking those modules, go through the content. And of course, your feedback matters. We use the feedback we receive from you guys and we'll pass it on to the ChipMango team to help improve the content that they have on their platform. And I get another question. Is age 34 pretty late to get into chip design? I think no. No age is late. And yes, someone immediately answered, no, not late, bro. That's what I would say too. I think it's never late to learn. I mean, you have to be a lifelong learner to be happy, in my opinion, and successful. So um, I think
And
each
to
group.
that, I
Go
think
ahead.
to add to that too, I think what the interesting thing is when you starting your learning journey now into chip design versus starting it 10, 15, 20 years ago, the overall concepts, they don't change, but potentially the method that you use for design will change. So I actually think, starting it today versus 20 years ago, like you have a step up in terms of the tools available. Obviously having 20 years of experience is great, but it also sometimes can refrain you from changing into the more modern methods of doing things. So I think having a fresh look at a new industry, it's a great way to accelerate very quickly within your career.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, the sooner the better, but there's no late age to get into stuff. Um, I have another question. I think each group was assigned to a mentor. I would like to ask how we will get in contact with them. So the best way to get in contact with your AI-HDL mentor is through the Discord channel. All the mentors are available there, and there are direct link to your mentors that you can contact with and ask any questions you have. And this, we do have a series of, office hour webinars like this, where we might have a presentation from one of our sponsors. Today was ChipMango, obviously, with their great announcement of the certificate program for you guys. And then we also have other sponsors, hopefully in our future office hours, to come and talk to you about different initiatives they're running and things that could benefit you. On top of that, the office hours are just a set time, but you have access to your mentors throughout the entire competition on Discord. So don't wait for the office hours to come and ask questions or discuss your projects. get in touch with your mentor through Discord channel and have those one-on-ones with them to get a lot of help for them. Now the question is too old to pursue a PhD? That's a tough question to answer. Of course, depends on what you want to do after PhD. What's your ultimate goal and the career pathways? Because I don't think, I mean, getting a PhD is for everyone. Not that everyone doesn't have it in them to get a PhD. It's not that what I'm saying. It's just you have to have a certain background, have to have the passion, have to be able to work really long hours with not much pay and sleepless nights. I think Harish can speak to that better than me, being a PhD student right now. But as I said, if you really are passionate about it, if you like to do it, I encourage you to do it. It's all about enjoying what you do, and if you enjoy it, there's nothing that it can stop. Thanks, Joe, Johan and Ola, for this opportunity. I will definitely go through the courses and might grab my friends from same university. So that's good to hear. And there's an issue Harish is going to take care of about email registration. So if you have no more questions for the ChipMango team, I think we can let them go and give them the rest of the time. Of course, hopefully you'll enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Johan, Ola, and I saw Agnes also was there. I don't see your name anymore, but anyways, thank you so much for your presentation. I appreciate you guys taking the time and doing this presentation. I'm sure the participants are gonna love going through the content that you guys have developed. And we'll show you guys also how you can use the links on AI-HDL website to get access to some of the contents. Thank you guys. Hola, Johan. I see a lot of thank you in the chat, so
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so let's get into the other Q&A. I see some people are dropping off. So if for office hours, if anybody is here and you have questions, let us know in the chat. In the meantime, Harish is going to go over some small demo, I
Mhm.
believe, right, Harish?
So
Go
it's
ahead.
like
I'll
a
pass you the mic. Go ahead.
mhm. So hey guys, welcome back to our office hours and mentoring milestone review one. Before we start with our milestone review and office hours, we are just gonna go through a small example of how we are gonna get TP2 running and how we want to attack our code. So let's go and look at a video I've created for our example run. So before we go and dive into design phase two, if you have seen the design phase one example run, it is a continuation of that event. And we are taking a few files which we've used from design phase one and building on top of it. So let's go ahead. Yeah, so we open our AI-HDL folder again with all of our tools and local directories that we've created last video in the DP phase one. And yeah, so now what we are going to do here is we are creating a directory for DB2, and we are copying the files from DP phase 1 because technically we're just updating or improving the peripheral V file that we've installed previously and ran. But moving forward, we are going to use DP2, and then similarly from DP2's files, we're going to copy it to DP3. So now that we've copied DP2 files, we already have our existing peripheral module that we worked in DP phase 1 and all the other related files, including the CPU files and test benches here, right? Now we are just going to go into our peripheral.v, look at what code we previously built on, and we are going to take that code, put it to Gemini, ChatGPT, or any AI tool you guys are using, and simply ask it to improve this code or give me a better improved version for better PPA results. And again, note that this point, this process is going to be a to and fro process because sometimes AI is not as reliable, or sometimes it is reliable but is giving worse PPA results, and sometimes it gives better PPA results. So it's again a trial and error method where we get our right peripheral V file for this phase. As you see, yep, we've just included what we want from the AI, and it already gives us a code. You simply take that code and you paste it into DP phase 2. Once you paste it there, you're gonna synthesize it to check if the code that AI gave is right or wrong. Sometimes even after you synthesize it and you go for getting your PPA results in the second phase using OpenLane, you might run into issues. But please keep in mind, oh, sorry. Yep. So please keep in mind that these issues, we need you to document them as a part of your progress to show that, yeah, we ran into this issue and we fixed it and we've, improved it. So that gives us scope to give you score points for the TP phase 2. Moving forward, once we've synthesized DP phase 2, as you see, we're just going to go into our synth.ys, which was the synthesizing script we created for Yosis previously in DP phase 1. And we're not going to change anything because we had just updated the peripheral V and not changed much of it. We haven't changed the module name, any input output wires. So technically, you don't have to change anything. You just simply have to run Yosis.ys and you will get a clear run. If you do not get a clear run at this process, I would recommend you go back, because sometimes when you do use AI for upgrading your code or stuff, sometimes they give you a different module name than you first started with, and that might cause confusion within the module hierarchy and collapse the run. But yeah, make a sure note to check your module names and input wires if they are the same ones as the one from your DP phase 1, so that it'll help you with a clean run. Moving forward, once that's done, we can see here that it has synthesized, and we can see how many modules and how many blocks are being used for this. So that shows that yes, this design is synthesizable, but we haven't have the PPA results yet, which is the main focus of DP phase 2, is to show our PPA results. Now we are going to move to OpenLane to kind of run how we are gonna run, to kind of see how we're gonna run DP phase 2. So it's not gonna be as simple as you did it with Yosis, because again, sometimes you run into problems while synthesizing it or verifying the test benches with the updated peripheral V file you have. And sometimes you have to go back, give it back to the code, give it back to AI, reiterate it, and then generate it again. It's a simple process, but it's gonna be a consuming depending on the complexity of your peripheral module, or how many times or what kind of code you're using. Again, previously a few teams have reached out to me in Discord asking if they can integrate multiple modules or multiple peripheral files. Well, the answer to it is, technically, you are going to work with just one peripheral V file, and you're going to add your submodules inside that module file. And you're going to keep it in one file, which would be easier for grading and easier for scoring points, which will help us give you your score easy. Now, once that's done, you simply, and again, you create another DP2 in your OpenLane designs as we followed in DP phase 1. And then you copy all the codes from DP phase 2, which you used outside of OpenLane for uses synthesis, and copy it into this file. But also note that you also want to edit the configuration file, which will help run our script, which I'll show further here. So once you're done copying, you want to verify whether all the files have come or not. And yes, they have. Next, we move on to configuring our nano. So This here, as you see, is a default configuration JSON file where you put in what modules you have, how you want to configure it, and how you want to run your OpenLane run. So another easy way I would suggest teams is if they haven't changed much of the structural hierarchy for peripheral V from DP phase 1, is you can go back to DP phase 1's config.json file, which you used that time, and you can simply, again, the same with Yoast, simply copy it and use it here, and it should run fine. So again, as you see here, we have an design name with Verilog files from our DP phase 1, which is a direct link to our DT wrapper, TinyQV. It connects all our core systems, the CPU, and the test benches. And here, since it is harder to copy from your terminal, I am just going here down to our file, opening it up, and copying it back into the new DP phase 2 config file. Yeah. So as you see, again, it has already been defined last run, so it is not going to be much work. But my main focus is not going to be on getting it to run, but getting better PPA results. I want to see improvements in all sectors, including performance, that is utilization, area, number of blocks, cell area, and power, including internal power, leakage power, and switching power. Once you're copied that, um, all you need to do is just simply run it. One moment. Just type in /flow tcl space design space dp2 and it should give you the run. If you see it running all the way down to the end, then it's a clear run. But if you have any issues in the middle, you can always go back to where the files log reports have been saved. And those reports will give you a clear example of what warnings you have, what errors you have, and you can just simply copy those errors and paste it here into the AI chat box you have to get a better result. As you see here, we have clearly completed a run. Sometimes it takes, depending on the complexity of your peripheral module and the CPU, it might take somewhere from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Yeah. And yeah, we are here at the end where we are just generating the LVS magic DRCs. And yeah, now we can see that the flow is complete, which means we have a proper PPA results. Now, as we've discussed in DP phase example, DP phase 1 example run, I've showed previously how we can may access the metric files and how we can access the PPA results. We are going to use the same method and we're going to compare them side by side. And what I want teams to do here is I want teams to kind of, for the DP phase 2 documentation, you're going to take your DP phase 1 PPA results and compare it with your DP phase 2 results, showing what improvement has come or where is it lagging and what code you used. And that should be it for DP phase 2. Here is an example of how I'm restructuring the codes and the metric results. As you see here in the metrics, we have a list of all PPA analysis results, and then we are going to pull up our DP phase 2 results and kind of compare them side by side for a better expression and visual. But we want students to again give us a document, and you can either use screenshots from your metrics or you can create a document and compare both and give us a analysis about it. But as you see here, my previous PPA results gave us a cell per millimeter square area as 1500, whereas for my DP phase 2, it's 1300. So you see a difference in the cell area going down, and then you see a difference in the core utilization going down, where the cell area by the core utilization is 30,000, and for the DP phase 2, it's 27,000. Similarly, now that you've shown area and utilization up here, as you scroll down, you find sim Mhm. So as you scroll down, you come down here to the power, where again, the typical internal power and switching power and leakage power, these three are the ones you're going to be comparing. And yes, they don't have much of a big difference, but even a small voltage of difference gives us different results and obviously saves power. So yeah, this is how you guys want to work on your DP phase two. And yeah, that's it, Professor. You would want to, I'm open to questions if anyone has questions, and then we can move ahead to office hours and milestone review.
Thank you, Harish. Yeah, so this is going to be also available on AI-HDL website. If you want to go to AI-HDL website, I can actually um, show them where they can find this information. This is going to be uploaded today, so you will have access to it after the event. So once we have this recording as well for the webinar, we'll release the whole recording for you guys, so you have access to it through the AI-HDL website as well as the Discord channel. So Harish, can you open the AI-HDL website, please?
Mhm.
So in the meantime, you saw the demo for design phase two. Obviously, it's optimizing your design. This is going to be a kind of like continuation of your design phase one. Um, we try to give you kind of like information early on so you have time. So design phase one hasn't finished yet, but we wanted you to have this information so that when you're ready to move on to design phase two, you don't have to wait for us. So you do have this information ready and at your disposal. Um, Harish, do you have it open? We cannot see it.
Oh, I sorry. One moment. Let me.
No worries. I think it just
Mhm.
shared right. It's great.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so if you go on the AI-HDL website, scroll down, you go, let me start annotating maybe. You go find timeline and details and open the first card. And here there's links, right? So you can see this link refers to the first design phase information. This is the registration for this webinar, which after the webinar is over, it becomes a link to YouTube for the recording of the webinar. So after today, this link, like over the weekend at least, this link will be um, the recording of this webinar on YouTube. And then same thing for other design phase. So once they become available, so we'll have um, the link. So I think this is a link to Discord. Sorry, no, this is yeah, to the YouTube. This is gonna be to YouTube. And then we have if you scroll down more to the education content. So if you click on this one, so you open train education training material, you can see there's AI HDL at the top, the videos on YouTube for all of the webinars, what you need to know for installation of each tool, all the videos that we have provided so far, you have access to. And you can see design phase one example. And this is the demo we showed you for design phase one. After today, this demo that Harish showed you is going to show up as a link here. And the documentation will be released when design to phase two starts. So we will release this documentation and the video with you so you can get started on that. Um, this is how you can access the information. And if you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer. But before that, I want to let Harish finish. Besides this information, of course, there's more content that we share with you via Discord. So I highly encourage you to keep up with what's happening in Discord channel. So in the announcements, general, and also you have direct access to your mentor assigned to your team through Discord. So definitely keep up with that. Go ahead, Harish.
Yeah, Professor. Now we can start with milestone review and office hours. So, any teams that have any questions? If you're done, Professor, you want to end. this, and then I can go ahead and mentor or give
Well,
them
let's
guidance.
hold up, maybe give a few
Hmm.
minutes for anyone who has any questions from the participants. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. We'll try to answer that. Once we're done with the questions, what we will do is um, we'll just stop recording, and then this will be the office hours so you can discuss your projects and get help. And again, this is just a 30-minute probably duration. It's not going to be answering all your questions, if especially they're technical and too many of you have questions. However, the direct link to your mentor in the Discord is there for you. So we have these office hour events because we want to present to you some demos or some new information in format of a webinar. But at the same time, you definitely need to get in touch with your mentor and have direct contact with them to ask your questions. Where should I upload our phase one design after its successful completion? So the upload is just tagging it with design phase one on GitHub repo that you have, and Harish can provide more detail. This is also included, all of this is included in the tutorials that we've covered before and the webinars that we've covered before. So if you go through the webinars that you see, the videos right here, this information is embedded in those. And Harish can add maybe a little bit details on that.
So for your phase one design, you would want to tag your respective mentor with it, create a DP phase one, which has your files, your LLM prompt log documentation, and your design phase one documentation all together in the GitHub, which will be easier for the mentors to access. Yep.
In the meantime, I just want to cover more stuff on the education material side. So we will be providing a link to the ChipMango platform as well and under educational content so that it will give you direct access to um, their platform, their content, and so on. So you have direct access there on using this AI-HDL website. Our mentor has been unresponsive. What should we do now? So, whenever a mentor is not responding, just send a message to Harish, and then
Hmm.
Harish will follow up with them to see what's going on. And if we find out that mentor is, they might be sick or they might be something might have happened, right? So the emergencies happen. We always have a backup person that can help you. So if you are not really getting any help, just tag Harish and he will come in to assign a different mentor or he will help you himself. My teammate and I built separately. We know we have to submit as a team. We decided to push the one with better results. I hope that won't affect our grade. Um, I mean, I will let Harish answer this question because he's the one ultimately making this decision.
So as long as your team agrees to send a submission, we will grade that submission as your team submission, and there'll be no other submissions aside that.
Right. So you can trial and test for yourself, but only one submission will be the one that we will grade. And what I recommend is don't try to switch too many times from one project to another, right? Because then when you start working with AI tools, they have a memory, right? So they start um, capturing the style that you write prompts and you get answers and responses, and using two different models even would give you different results. So try to keep it consistent. That way you get better results, I think. Any other questions, guys? Problem sucker. If there are no questions, I don't see anything right now. Maybe we can wait another minute.
Mhm.
Of course, questions pop up all the time. All right, there you go. What is the hard deadline for design phase one? There is no hard deadline for any of the design phase. So let me explain what that means. For short, the deadlines are recommendation that we want you to be done because next design phase will start, and if you're not done, you're gonna fall behind on the next design phase. And the same thing is going to propagate, right? So it's going to be a domino effect. So ideally, you want to finish the design phases based on the timeline provided. So can you scroll up, Harish, on the website to get to the timeline again? So you can see the timeline suggested for each design phase is provided here. So design phase one, design phase two, it starts February 12th. Design phase three will start March 12th. And then design phase four will start April 9th. So you want to be done with your design phase one before this date so that once the design phase two starts, you're putting your time towards that, right? However, the ultimate deadline that is very important to us is May 7th. So all design phases must be done before May 7th. So that's our goal, to have everyone's design ready by then. And if you're not ready by May 7, then you're not qualified to be considered for the award, mainly because if there are teams that have finished design phase four, like all design phases, then that means that they will be eligible to participate in the award ceremony. So please give some insight for early elimination. So far we don't have that yet. We'll have to observe what your designs are coming to together, and how your designs will be eventually after design phase one and two. Of course, we don't want to eliminate anybody, because the goal of this competition is to encourage you to be interested in chip design and to give you basic tools that would get you started on this, right? Even if you're not from this background. So we're not talking about eliminations yet. Once we have the early leaderboard of the teams, after you guys have submitted your early design phases, then we can make a decision whether we would like to move forward with eliminating the teams based on certain criteria or not. But right now, we're not discussing that yet. Right, Harish?
Yes.